Hi friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a mid-year check-in on Michael's new school. If you are new here, my name is Joann and I have twin boys who are almost 11 years old. My son Michael has autism and is nonverbal. In September, we started him in a brand new school for special needs, and I am just letting everyone know how he's been doing since starting his new school in September. I think it was September now that I think about it. Anyway, I wanted to give a little update on how things are going with Michael in his new school and here at home. Since the last time I sat down to do the first video, which I did just look up a little while ago because I didn't realize how long ago it was, and it was about 4 months ago. So Michael is doing really, really very well at school. He has no problems going. He is ready to get on that bus every morning. He loves his teacher, he loves his aide, and he just really, you could tell he really is happy being at this new school. I don't have any complaints, nothing to complain about, and me and my husband are just very happy that he is there, where he is getting the best help that he can. And so we are very happy with the way things have been going. We are having a few little issues here at home, and I can't say that they're not having them at school as well, but they are doing a fantastic job of handling it, better than we are here at home, or I should say than I am here at home. Over the last few weeks, there has been some self-injurious behavior, and that is pretty common or typical with kids on the spectrum. And one of the reasons why I believe, or one of the reasons why it does happen is because Michael's not being able to communicate what he needs or wants, or is bothering him, or just not able to tell me or tell his teachers or anyone what it is that's bothering him. Now, he does have a communication device, and that is what he uses in school. We use it here very sparingly at home, and one reason why is because we all know Michael. We all know what it is that he wants. We understand his way of communicating when it comes to being here at home. And at school, it's not that they don't understand him. It's just that they are trying to get him to, use his words. And that is something that we do here, but not always with the assistance of the communication device. And that may sound like you're not really helping him, or maybe we're not on board with what the school does, and that is really not the case. It is just that we have always been focused on having him use his words completely. And as much as we can, we try to get him to request things, even if it's broken down into sounds, not full words, just so we can get him to communicate a little bit better here at home. And it's a lot of families do use the communication device at home, and it's not to say that we won't. I just find that right now for us, it's more of a I don't want to say interference. I don't know how to explain it. It's just something that we're not using on a daily basis. Not to say that I don't use it. There are times when I do put it in front of him, when I get to the point where I am not understanding at all. It's something new, maybe something different, not the usual way that Michael will ask for something. I put it in front of him and let him tell me on the tablet, on the communication device, which is essentially an iPad with a program with words and pictures. And, maybe one day I will show, what it looks like. It's with him at school right now, so it's not easy for me to do that at this moment. But, so it is helpful, but it's not something that we use 100% to rely on here at home. Getting back to what I was trying to say is, like, the last couple weeks, it's been a little bit more self-interest behaviors, very unfocused, or just extremely active. I don't know how to, it's like he is constantly moving, which is normal, but there's normally a little bit, that doesn't make sense. It's normal, but it's normally, it's normal or typical of a child with autism to constantly be moving, on the go. But, there are times when they have moments where they're sitting and actually watching TV or watching something on YouTube, a game, a video, something, that they're involved in. But the last few weeks, it's been a little hard with Michael. I don't know exactly what is going on, but there is a lack of sleep again. We've gone to the last, I would say, week has been a lot more nights up than there has been in the last few months. We didn't do a change in medication, and I don't know if that has anything to do with it. We are still in the period of where we are trying to see if there's any change. The prescription medication that we use is to help him with behaviors, and we also use it as a sleep aid. I haven't noticed any difference in behavior or in sleeping. So I don't know, like I said, we give it a time to adjust to see if there's any difference or any changes. And right now I haven't seen, any change in either one. So we will continue to monitor that, as I do have another follow-up appointment coming up in February. And at that time, or maybe before, it really depends. If it gets to be where he's not sleeping again at all, I will reach out to his doctor earlier so we can, get on top of that. But other than those few little things, really, he's been doing very well at the school. We do see more communication here at home. People who do not see him every day, I don't want to say people, family members who are not with him every day, but such as my sister or my brother-in-law or my aunt, my dad can see a change in him where he is answering questions. If you ask him how I can't speak today. If you ask him how he is, he will say, good. He will communicate a little bit more than what he has been. So it's definitely a positive change that I see as far as, communication is concerned. And we have decided to go ahead and add an additional hour of speech therapy here at home. So he was getting 30 minutes a week. We now are doing an hour, and we are adding an additional hour on another day, starting in March, I believe. So he will have 2 hours of speech therapy at home in just a short time. Actually, I think it might be starting even before March. So we are excited about that. It is something that I've wanted to do, for quite a while. But scheduling, and also we have home ABA after school. So it took a while to get the schedule together, but I am so happy he's going to be having an increase in speech therapy here at home. So I hope to see, and I'm pretty sure I know we will see a lot of improvement. The speech therapist that comes to our home, she is wonderful with him. She already has been so involved in getting him to use his words in more practical ways or more everyday conversational ways. But she's done such a great job, and he loves her. He works with her very well. He sits down. He tries so hard to say the words, and sometimes it's heartbreaking for me to, I'm in here, I'm making my dinner, and they're sitting here at the table, and I can hear him, trying to say the word back to her. And sometimes it's just a little overwhelming. Oh God, I'm tearing up here. But it is overwhelming. You want your child to talk, to be able to communicate. And, our hope is that, I know God has a plan, and, we're part of that plan. He's part of that plan. And whatever happens in the future is, I sometimes think already set in stone, but I guess maybe it's not too. I mean, because we've already seen changes, and we hope for the best for the future for Michael. We don't know, what is going to be, what he's going to be capable of as the years go by, but we are hoping and praying, that we can at least get Michael to where we can have him communicate his wants and his needs. If he's in pain, pretty much I've said this, in previous videos, I just, want to know how he's feeling. That's important to me, because I think once, we get to that point, the self-injurious behaviors, the aggressive behaviors, or any, tantrum meltdowns will be lessened. And, that's all we hope for, is, I don't want him to be frustrated, and then me be frustrated, or my husband, or even Alex. It's hard sometimes being able to understand what it is or how to help Michael. So, that is our hope. The speech therapy increasing is just going to be, I think, perfect. So, other than that, he is doing well. I mean, we have, today's Monday, so we are going to CCD after school. And, it is important to me and my husband that Michael learns about his faith and his religion, just like Alex. And, it's done in a completely different way than the way Alex or neurotypical kids may learn. But, and he enjoys it. He does participate with her, and that's all we can hope for. So today, that's what we're doing after school. I hope to maybe do a video in the future talking about autism and faith and how we teach religious education to Michael. I think it might be helpful to other families who think maybe they can't go to church, they can't have their children make sacraments. If you are part of a community that does that, Michael has made his Holy Communion. He will make his confirmation. So, it's important to not get stuck in the, my son has, or my daughter has autism, and that's not going to be possible, because I'm here to tell you it is possible. I wasn't sure myself that, Michael could benefit from religious education. And, I can't say that he is 100% taking everything in, but I can tell you that he does know how to do the sign of the cross. We are Catholic, just for reference sakes. he can do the sign of the cross. He knows how to ask for communion. He, you know, he goes to church. Some days it's not very good, and some days it is. But you know, that's another important part. Just that, you know, it should be, you know, if you are practicing your faith, you want your children to. So it's just, you know, a matter of finding a way to get it to work. But like I said, I do plan on doing another separate video, and I will talk more in detail about how he learns in CCD, and you know, what we teach him, and maybe what he retains and what he doesn't. But definitely in the future I will do that. So the one other thing I did want to talk about was parent workshops that me and my husband have been attending at Michael's school. We attended the second one about 2 weeks ago, and it's actually a family night out. You can bring your child with autism, special needs. You have dinner there, you know, like pizza. You could bring the siblings. They have sibling workshops and arts and crafts, things for them to do while the parents are in another room having a parent support group. And every time before, you know, this is only my second one that I went to, but the first time I didn't want to go. The second time I didn't want to go. And now I'm already saying ahead of time, there's another one in March that I don't want to go. And it's just me trying to, I guess, you know, as an autism mom, you get to the point where you're like, I don't want to hear any more about it. I don't want to know about anybody else's journey. I don't want to know about their experience. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I think if you're an autism mom, please let me know below. Do you have those moments too that you're just like, I'm done. I don't want to talk about it, you know, especially during the rough weeks, you know, and I think it's normal. I think, you know, anybody, I don't think that's, you know, so far off, but the last one was very helpful. And so was the first one. And you know what? I think that's what I have to focus on, is that when I go, I always feel better after I go. Or I feel like I've learned something, especially from the alumni, the parents, you know, who've already been through all of this, and they have so much experience that I didn't initially think that I needed to hear, but I do, and we do. Me and my husband, you know, we take away a lot from these workshops, so I do think it's helpful. I just have to get over myself every time, you know, work myself into it. You know, it's also me being introverted. I don't really like sharing. I know I'm sharing now. I don't like speaking publicly, you know, and it could be emotional. It could be, you know, just difficult to get through. So you got to do it, right? You got to just get through it. And that's what I'm hoping to continue going, even when I don't want to, you know. And I think that 2 weeks ago was, I think, the meeting. And then a few days later, I said to my husband, I'm not going next time. He's like, again? And I'm like, yeah, because, you know, I feel good when I leave. And then the next day, you know, it's right back to reality. And I think that's a terrible thing for me to do. I kind of ignore what I've, you know, truly gotten out of these meetings, and I go back to my old way of thinking, as you know. And you know, it's, autism is a roller coaster. It is up and down, up and down, up and down daily. You know, it's not like it's just something, you know, you have to work through. And I think for me, I get frustrated. I get so frustrated. And it's something I'm always working on, you know, but it's not easy. And, you know, but nothing in life is easy, right? And I think there's a saying, something, nothing easy or nothing worth fighting for is easy. I don't know. Anyway, I'm getting off track here. I hope that, you know, I continue to be able to bring you more updates about how Michael's doing. We are going to be doing another one, I think, in March. I'm talking about the parent family nights out. I think it's in March. And, you know, maybe I'll come back on here. It won't be maybe an update on, you know, how Michael's doing in his new school, or maybe it will. And I'll just share about how I did with the next meeting. And, you know, I'm going to go. And 2 days, I'll start saying, 2 days before it, I will start saying, I'm not going, I'm not going, I'm not going. I really was terrible last month with it, you know, but that's, you know, what can you do? It's just sometimes that's how you feel. And, you know, but the important part is that you remember that how you feel when you actually leave the meeting, which is so much better. So that is it, my friends. Just a little update on how Michael's doing. For the most part, like I said, he's doing great. You know, we are having a few little minor issues here, but I think, you know, with the new medication and continuing working with him, you know, we'll get through these little bumps in the road. It's not anything new, that's for sure. And you know, we'll see how it goes. I don't have any doubt that, you know, this too will pass. It's just, you know, it's just, you know, the way it is. But anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. I don't think I, you know, said in the beginning, but if you are new here and you have a child with autism, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, any kind of special needs, I hope that you would consider subscribing to my channel. I'd love to be able to share my experience with you, and hopefully you can share your experience with me in the comments below. Send me an email, send me a DM on any of my social media. Everything is down below. I know it's hard, but if we have more people in our community together talking about things, it only makes it better for our children. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.